Alright, so let's talk American Born Chinese episode 6. So, after this, we have 2 more episodes to the end of the series, which I'm almost positive it's the end of the series because it's based on a graphic novel. I mean, it was, what, one? I looked at the graphic novel and they're kind of combining stories, so I'm going with this is the only season. Anyway, with after that ramble, so we start off with Wei Chen helping his auntie clean, and he's looking miserable and just staring at the pendant. He feels bad that um he claims that he feels bad because they need the iron staff to open the scroll. But he doesn't have the iron staff. Bull Demon does because he wasn't paying attention to where he was leaving his stuff. I mean, come on, we were out in the open when he did it. It doesn't take much to realize what was going to happen with that. So he's upset, but Quinen realizes that he's also upset because he lost a friend, because him and Jin had an argument, but Jin, based on what ended up happening, wasn't wrong when he was talking about him stealing stuff, because, well, he did take his flashlight. So unless Jin left it with him and just forgot, yeah, he's not completely in the wrong. But anyway, so Quinen says, I said I wouldn't interfere, but let me take this to Lady Rocks. And I didn't catch her actual name, so it sounded like Circe. But so she agrees to help Wei Chen. And in the meantime, Jin is kind of telling Amelia about his argument with Wei Shen, where, he only can say so much because, well, it would sound weird at best, if not completely insane. So, but Amelia finds out it's his birthday today, so, and nobody's really doing much of anything because they don't celebrate, and she decides that they need to celebrate. So she's going to arrange for a bowling party. And Jin immediately poo-poos the idea of bowling. There's a lot of kids from Wisconsin who would like to have a word. There's true, I've never been bowling, but that was the thing to do when I was a kid. It's like, all right, we had our prom or whatever, our senior dance. Let's go bowling. So yeah, it's a thing kids do. There's nothing old person about it. So so he so Amelia decides to put this party together. And Jin then we see Jin trying to convince his parents, you see him running interference with his parents. You see overlays of him talking to his mother and his father, trying to help them out, which is so relatable. And trying to bring them together. Because despite the fact that he barely talks to them, it seems like, that he's being a typical teenager, you still don't want your parents to break up. So, so he's trying to fix this. He got them at least somewhat talking, but he, you know, it's one of those things where maybe if he was in the room and he could, referee, and yes, I have done that to my parents. Maybe that might help, but to just, you know, get them to talk and then have what ended up happening happen isn't exactly helpful. Um, but anyway, so, and I don't know why, the mother is still mad at the father because, I'm sorry, who was the one who was using up the savings? Oh yes, that wasn't him. I mean, it's not his fault that he didn't get the job. I mean, how is that his fault? He tried. So, yeah. And but so we're at the bowling party. Quinen is talking with Lady Rocks, and she's another person who was banished from heaven. I don't think it's because of anything she did, but because of what her pet did, who now is in the form of a dog, and for now and for forevermore, which I don't know. I would think Quinen could actually remedy that, but considering they're on Earth, maybe it's for the best that she doesn't. I don't want to know what his original form was. And he sewed up his anus. So I'm not going to even think about what mess she has to clean up. But anyway, apparently he likes to munch on regular old gems and he doesn't like celestial gems. So they're talking and it's obvious she's doing a grift and Quinen's just like, okay, fine, whatever. So like she's grifting rich people out of lots of money, claiming that this is a one of a kind product, in this case earrings, when she has dozens. I assume because she's Lady Rocks that she's the one who's making them. But anyway, so Quinen wants to know if this pendant is the fourth scroll. And she's doing all sorts of tests, and she's like, I would really like your bracelet. And you're the goddess of compassion. Surely you'd want me to be happy. So she gives her the bracelet, and only to have it given to the dog. And oh look, it's not it's not something he likes, so he spits it out. So she kind of sort of still has her bracelet. Ugh. So in order to do the fourth scroll, apparently the best that can be done is to at least see if it's otherworldly. So her scene ends with them giving the pendant to the dog to see what would happen. Now, based on her face, I'm going to say it is a celestial rock, but they don't show us. They immediately go back to the party, which is in full swing, and Wei Shen is there, which does not which is not something Jin wanted to see. And he, and Amelia's like, well, I thought you guys could, patch things up. I'm sorry, Amelia, weren't you the one who was complaining that your mother sugarcoats everything and she's always too nice or something? What are you doing? I mean, yeah, obviously they should patch things up, but um at his birthday party, maybe no. Find another time. I mean, I get what she's doing, but she's doing the very thing she's complaining about her mother for. So, Wei Shen tries to talk to Jin. He gives him his present, which it turns out to be the herbal powder that his mother gave him. So, Jin is like not amused. It's like, you regifted it, come on. But Wei Shen tells Jin about what's going on. How he feels sorry. And I honestly thought, before I saw that Quainan had the pendant, I honestly thought that he was going to give it back to Jin. I really did. So he apologizes, and while they're talking, Wei Shen sees Ji Gong stumbling in, and he's like, okay, it's time for us to leave. And I don't know why he left with Jin. I know Jin is supposed to be his guide or whatever, but Jin knows nothing of what's going on. Jin is only tangentially involved in all of this. He still doesn't fully grasp what's happening. So why does he have to run with Wei Shen? That makes no sense. But Ji Gong runs after him, and he corners them, and then Wei Shen's like, yeah, I whipped you once already, I can do it again. And he's like, yeah, what about him? And it's the bull demon. And now you see this little rat the entire time scurrying around. And I mean, I don't think that it was a shock to anyone that it turned out to be Wukong. So Wei Shen seems willing to attempt to take on the bull demon because Numu Wong, because he's a kid and he probably doesn't realize it's probably not the best plan. But he tells Jin to run, and the bull demon tries to shoot him with the iron staff. Now, again, what is Jin gonna do exactly? Why stop him? Let him run back to his friends. I mean, he can't exactly call for help. How is he supposed to do that exactly? He's a human. As far as he knows, there's only humans at this party. What kind of help is he supposed to be getting? So let the kid run. It's not going to do anything. But he tries to shoot him with the staff. Wei Shen gets between Jin and the staff, and he goes flying. So Jin runs out, and as he's running, we see this DJ rip off her hat and goes to help fight because Ji Gong is running after Jin for some reason. Because again, he's not the one that you should be worried about. He's just a typical American kid who wants nothing to do with any of this. And even if he did, he doesn't fully understand what's happening. He can't exactly get help. So, we find out her name is Sandy, and she goes to help Wukong take on Nu Muong after she takes care of Zhigong. Now, this is a new character, and we never get from any dialogue any sense of who she is, except for the fact that she's helping Wukong. And so they're taking on Nu Wukong. Oh my god. Let's try that again. Nu Wukong. Oh my lord. Too many names. Anyway. So this is a 3-way fight. And that's the other thing. Zhigong is supposed to be complaining to Wukong that he was supposed to be the great sage. I'm sorry. The bull demon just referred to you as an idiot, and you still are doing what he asks despite that. What is that? How does that scream the great sage to you? And so they fight. Wukong is injured in the fight. Wei Shen tries to help his father and is knocked out by the Iron Staff. And the bull demon takes him hostage. Now, his eyes glowed. It actually flickered with like lightning or something. So I thought that either that the staff did something to him, whether it be some sort of mind control or something, but it wasn't. So Jin finally gets to Wei Shen, and at this point he's trying to get everybody to leave because of the craziness that's happening. And he asks Wei Shen what happened, and he goes, "They took him." Jin asks the dumbest question. Who took who? Does he look happy? What do you think happened? I mean, I realize that he's completely out of his element here, but it doesn't take a genius to figure that part out. So that's how it ends. But there is a post-credit scene. And the post-credit scene is all about Jamie. So Jamie is teaching a class at the university, and this particular lesson is about understanding Shakespeare's Julius Caesar. And he's talking specifically about the betrayal of Julius Caesar by Cassius and Brutus. So then he gets a phone call. He dismisses his class. He takes the call, and it's his agent, who hasn't done anything with this screenplay he worked on, but wants him to come to this reunion, and how helpful it would be, and it would give him the money to put on this work that he was writing. Now, this is a really great insight into how things work with minority actors. And I mentioned in the last video, it's very very much what this actor went through. And so Jamie is talking to his agent, and he's like, do I have to say the line? Because he's so over what went wrong. And no, I am not saying it like him. No. Just the thought of saying it like him makes me feel dirty. No, not doing that. So, he doesn't want to. I mean, he understands that this opened the door for a lot of other Asian actors. And that is what you have to do. You have to play the stereotypes just to get into your foot into the door. But at the same time, you don't want to be only known for that. So, obviously Jamie, is appreciative of, the opportunity. He just doesn't want to dwell on, like, that catchphrase. And, so it's left up in the air whether he's going to come to the reunion. Now, who knows? Maybe he will come to the reunion and he'll basically turn it into a class on, okay, that's great that I played an Asian stereotype. I'm not that Asian stereotype. I do not want to do that anymore. And, maybe get the audience who, and the other cast members to realize that this was a stereotype. It's not a true stereotype because, some stereotypes, they have some truth to it. But this isn't one of them. I mean, the fact that they can't say they're ours, yeah, that's a thing. But that, so speech impediments are a thing. It I So I can see why, he doesn't want to say the line because of the stereotype. So maybe he'll go and, he'll school them on stereotypes and why he doesn't want to do that anymore. And oh, by the way, I have this project I'm working on, and, maybe turn it into something positive. Or maybe he'll just thumb his nose at them and say, you know what, I do not need this grief. Either one is possible. The actor who plays Jamie obviously is back in the limelight, so maybe there's going to be a parallel here. So, with that, I believe I've covered everything from this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one.